The foundational bedrock of fairy tale romance is rarely a pastoral idyll of gentle enchantment. It is a meticulously calibrated, high-pressure psychological infrastructure designed to transmute the raw, feral instincts of a cursed lineage into a manageable, court-sanctioned performance of grace. And in Dragon Rose, the lush, atmospheric, and lethally paced inaugural movement of Christine Pope's Tales of the Latter Kingdom saga, the concept of Beauty and the Beast is deconstructed into a cold, tactical instrument of existential warfare. Pope, the master weaver of this petal-strewn, curse-riddled, and reality-bending narrative, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and humor-laced masterpiece that treats the art of transformation not as a romantic trope, but as a perilous, reality-anchoring necessity. This isn't a story of whimsical candlelit wooing. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining a foothold in a kingdom where the very architectural heritage has a predatory agenda. The perilous collision between a desperate protagonist's search for identity and the absolute, unchecked malice of an ancient dragon-bound entity that views mortal affection as a contaminant to its ecosystem, and the terrifying truth that when you engage with the Dragon Rose, you don't just witness a romance, you synthesize a reality-stabilizing buffer against the encroaching, sanity-eroding void. Pope hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A talented, disenfranchised noble, forced to defend their client's secrets against a series of supernatural invasions, find themselves bound to a legacy that requires the systematic, tactical manipulation of nature's own unrefined curse power to survive. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the thorn stitching, a state of hyper-rational, magic-infused perception that forces them to parse the fundamental, reality-rewriting intent of their beast-aligned magic. As they traverse the oppressive, armor-cluttered corridors of the fortress and the dangerously shifting, memory-saturated archives of the kingdom's borderlands, they realize that their protection is not merely a service provision. It is a systemic catalyst that is drawing the attention of the Shadow Wardens, entities that hunt those who dare to master the history that consumes reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinate disappearance of the kingdom's most valuable, magically charged artifacts quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match, as they discover that the entire royal structure has been covertly funded by the very darkness they are working to keep at bay. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying, reality-bending research project, the constant, suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical improvised spellweaving, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their truth be redacted by the castle's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. Pope's writing style is unapologetically rhythmic, machine gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of fairy tale arcane jargon, sharp, cynical intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. She builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing tactical castle blueprints, deciphering forbidden curse-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant, vigilant isolation, with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the beast's truth-guarding spirits. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the castle's secret gold-filled basements, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping figures into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Dragon Rose an exceptional entry in the modern dark romantic canon is Pope's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven noble whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic, fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, thorn-bound data into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the dragon danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the castle's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and kingdom imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.